Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. How are you today? It is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2017. Alright people, so as I am doing this video blog, the stock market is in full-blown rally mode with the Dow Jones Industrial Average up like 120 points. So what's driving this? I suppose unless you live under a rock, you would know that President Trump has just given the green light to expand our nearly 2-decade-long war in Afghanistan. And the stock market is loving this, obviously. Crude oil is also higher. The financial stocks, are you surprised, are also up on this news. Defense stocks, look, I think you get it if you follow this blog, because I've outlined this fact thousands of times over the years, and we've seen history repeat itself over and over and over again regarding this fact. And it's pretty simple. Whenever the U.S. economy begins to struggle or flatline like it's been doing for the better part of a decade, despite the fact that the Federal Reserve has thrown everything at this market, buying up all the debt, instituting backdoor stimulus programs, it just doesn't work. So our economy is at the flat line. So what do? They expand wars. They build on current wars. It works every single time without exception. It never fails. This is a tool. It's an economic tool. War is an economic tool that is used by the Federal Reserve, which is the real government. I know you get that. So as people sat there last night watching President Trump make his really good speech and pitch about why we need to expand the war over there, 17 years now and counting, can't win. They don't want to win. Look, I know you get this too. If we wanted to win that war over there, it could be over in a week. Okay, we don't want to win the war there. I don't care what came out of President Trump's mouth. It's about perpetual war. Ever since the petrodollar, I mean, do your own research on this, people. Once the U.S. dollar was made the world reserve currency and the petrodollar was instituted, the United States has been in perpetual expanding wars. Why? Again, it's just so simple. It's the debt-based economic model. How many of you out here, and I would love to hear from you, have heard me say countless times, literally countless times, that they, the Federal Reserve, which is the real government, colluding with the public government, President Trump and Congress and everything else, they will do whatever it takes, things that we can't even dream of, to create reasons to borrow cash into existence. That's the nature of the beast. It has to have a reason to borrow more cash from the future to sustain where we are. I know you get it if you follow this blog, but there are many new people here. So they will create wars, they will expand wars, they will do whatever they have to do to justify a reason to borrow cash into existence. So it doesn't, human life, and you've heard me say this too, doesn't mean a thing to these people. That's it. It's about war. It's about, specifically about war, because it generates more cash than any other human endeavor for the corporations, for the United States of corporate America, the real government here, the central banks. So this will never end. This war here in Afghanistan, 17 years, mark my words, it will not be over at the end of Trump's tenure, or whoever comes after him. There'll be another war after that, and another war after that, and expanding wars after that. That's just the way it is. And it's just amazing to me that people don't understand these concepts. No, you know, it's so simple to understand too, and the real government understands this. People don't remember anything. They don't read. They don't study history. If anyone were to just really just do a little research about what I'm saying here, you would understand how absolutely accurate I am with regard to this. It just won't stop. The U.S. economy is dependent on perpetual and expanding wars. Period. I don't know another way to say that. And especially when we're in a situation like this. Now, the Fed will never admit they got this wrong. You know that if you follow this blog. So what they always had this in their back pocket. What is the dollar really backed by? It's backed by the United States military. The petrodollar, what most people don't even understand about the petrodollar, and it drives me crazy, is the U.S. military is mandated to protect the oil of OPEC nations by military force. That is to protect the petrodollar. So all this talk about who's our enemy and who's this and who's that, I mean, it's all just fluff because people don't do any research. They don't. Most people who are in the military don't understand that they, you know, by proxy, however you want to talk about it, are defenders of the petrodollar, of OPEC nations' oil. Okay, and that's a fact as well here. All right, so look, so what do we get out of this? Again, President Trump expanding the war, the perpetual war virtually in Afghanistan, going on for nearly 2 decades. It will continue here. There's no end in sight. And this is done on purpose to borrow cash from the future just to sustain where we are and to boost our economy, to get some money moving, cash moving. Now, that's a dangerous prospect that I've spoken about. If cash does start to move, the money velocity will pick up. We will start to see prices inflate. This is another mechanism, a backdoor. Pay attention here. Backdoor mechanism so the Federal Reserve can create inflation. So I hope you get a clear understanding of what's actually going on. If you follow this blog, I'm probably not telling you a damn thing that you're not aware of already. But if you think this video has been important, whether you're watching this on Steemit, whether you're watching this on YouTube, or wherever else, share it on your social networks. People don't care anyway. They are so zombified and dumbed down. They're going to share nonsensical things like, I don't know, like a dog walking through the park and some guy chasing it with a poo-poo scooper. They'll share that everywhere because they think that's great. But when something like this comes along that will directly impact their lives and maybe themselves, their sons or daughters who are going off to some foreign land to go fight a war to support the petrodollar, to support the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency, and to play in this scheme, they don't even want to hear about it. And they're willing to, sacrifice their own lives and the lives of their own family because they don't want to hear it. But these are the facts. It's a very frightening prospect. All right, with that said, please, if you thought this was important, share it. Get it out there. I'm counting on you. Over now.